highlights.
Gotcha.
And every damn Southern California website had your sister on it.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them. I do hate that they bill her from Anaheim.
That's not her choice.
I know it's not.
When they announce her from Riverside when they're in Riverside. Yeah.
I know.
And she got to pin Jessamine Duke. So that was cute. It was cute.
I do like the outcome.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. Okay.
It's raw, it's uncensored, it's live 24/7. It's chaoticradio.com.
A little old school. All right. Heel Talk Radio on chaoticradio.com. I'm your most amazing host, Jeff Maverick, and this week we've got Name Dropaholic Cole Dawson, because after this weekend, this kid gets to do as much of that as he wants within the next 15 minutes after we start, man. I'll give you plenty of time to name drop. You have every freaking right and reason to. We'll get into that just a little later. You guys notice that we're on a different time, different day. Obviously, Royal Rumble was over the weekend. Big Cole has to watch all four of the main four.
Yeah.
I, however, got clips and snippets and results, so I'm good. I'm up to date. I know what's going on. Real quick, we have Cole's lovely young daughter. Victoria is out there.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta put Autumn in her place just a little bit. Hey, Autumn, how you doing?
Good. Decent.
I hear you have a joke that you will take no less or no more than 60 seconds to tell.
Okay.
Autumn, ready, and go.
Go.
So two whales walk into a bar. One whale turns to the other and goes,
And the one watcher we had is now turned it off. All right.
Hit the punchline.
The other whale turns to him and goes, Dave, you're drunk. Let's go home.
Yes. Worth the trip.
Okay.
Oh, and that's our joke of the week. Autumn, you are dismissed. Thank you.
Duff McKagan ain't got shit on Autumn. You know what? I'll have Luke learn a dumbass dad joke, and he'll tell it next week.
Sounds good.
We'll get every kid we know to come in at least once. I've got two nephews out here from New Mexico right now, so that'll be cool. Oh, man. So, Cole, let's get it out of the way.
It was a fantastic weekend of professional wrestling.
Pajama time.
Dance break!
So, over the weekend, we had the Royal Rumble. But before that, we had NXT TakeOver Phoenix.
Correct.
Which I hear was an amazing show.
Fantastic.
Cole, if you want to go ahead and give us a swift recap of that.
Even before that, we had NXT Riverside live at the Municipal Auditorium in Riverside, where my sister Candice LeRae,
I said you
in
had
her
to wait until
hometown,
you son of a bitch.
got the victory over Jessamine Duke, which was fantastic. It was a 6-person tag. It's fun to see NXT in Riverside at a completely sold out house.
How much of that was papered?
None, actually.
I don't believe that.
That was fantastic. Well, other than the family, section right there, that was papered. I didn't pay for my ticket at all.
I know you didn't pay for it. and once again, NXT comes to Riverside, and I bet fucking Ron was there.
No, he actually didn't. He had to work like an adult and did responsible things. And,
My phone call, you son of a bitch.
hey, I didn't call because I didn't have extra tickets. So, but yeah, so it was cool to see them on Friday night. Then they made the trip over to Arizona, and my brother-in-law, Johnny Gargano, is the new NXT North American champion in a fantastic match with Ricochet.
Amazing match with Ricochet, and it's shades of what I've seen between them before in PWG, which is freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. They were out. That's what I like about the NXT product, is that the powers that be over there let them go.
Oh yeah,
it was a good solid 10-minute match. It's freaking awesome.
15, 20.
Nah.
It was long, but kind of stole the show there a little bit in the middle of the card.
I really liked his attire.
Yes.
It was based on Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
That was awesome. And then when you look at Tommaso is based on either Cyclops or Wolverine, depending on who you talk to. I actually thought it was more based on Cyclops than Wolverine.
Well,
but
I thought it was cool. Ricochet also kind of had a little bit of a Spider-Man theme going on in his gear, so it's cool that the wrestlers are allowed to be them nerdy selves these days.
Love it.
And
Started off with Cody Rhodes putting that freaking the Triforce symbol on his boots from
well,
Legend of Zelda.
Rey Mysterio from years ago doing the Phantom at Halloween Havoc and. All the WrestleMania.
What was
he did.
his WrestleMania getup supposed to be this year? Was
I
he
don't know.
supposed to
He
be like
just-
Tiger Mask?
He just wears a mohawk now, and it's cool. And I don't know.
It's cool.
It'll be interesting to see what Ray does at Mania this year, but
It's always fun to see.
we're
what
not
Ray
there
does.
yet.
But at Rumble.
I don't know. I think he was just Rey Mysterio, but he's doing the mohawk gimmick now, and it's a little weird.
Okay, so that's just what he's doing now. There's a
Yeah, he's
mohawk
got a
on his
mohawk
fucking
on
mask.
his half mask now. It's
Okay.
good for Ray.
I thought he was trying to be like Tiger Mask or some shit. I'm
No,
like,
he's been doing that for a while, and since he's come back, he's had the little mohawk gimmick going on. But his matches have been fantastic. Him and Andrade have been stealing the show every week on SmackDown.
CN.
Yeah, well, no, they dropped that. It's just Andrade now.
Oh, so
What's a CN? I don't get it. Just call him Andrade. But yeah, so NXT was fantastic. Got to visit with one of our good friends, better known as Cassius Ono, but in my family, affectionately known as Dero, because Autumn has known him since she was literally a baby.
how's Mr. Chris doing?
Good. I think he's enjoying working with Matt Riddle, getting to be the guy that's making him look like $1 million. And
Dude, and Matt Riddle has been looking like $1 million.
Absolutely.
I mean, he
Their
came
matches
out
have been great.
KO'd Chris Hero at the last pay-per-view in what, 7 seconds?
Yes.
Literally
Yes.
knee dead.
Yeah,
Okay,
knee
cool.
knockout. Good times. But yeah, kids got a picture with Ricochet, which was great. Nice. It was the only person all night that Victoria just was like, as soon as she saw them, she was like, "Hi, I know you. I'm excited." Everyone else was kind of stranger danger. Although she's warming up to Tommaso, she gave him the little creepy Tommaso wave, slow motion style when she saw him this time, but not quite to hugs yet. But
unlike me in the parking lot just now, I mean, that kid jumped up into my arms like it was nothing. I've met her one time, and she was like really small.
Well, she's really excited to be at the radio station for the first time. So
it's awesome.
she's been begging for the last couple trips, but I didn't have any childcare tonight, so I have a 4-year-old with me at the radio station. So it's good times.
But luckily, we got the best babysitter in the world in B over there.
You're right. Thanks, B.
He's gonna slip him some like ecstasy.
Oh, God.
Make him fall asleep.
Stop. But anyway, the absolute highlight of the wrestling weekend
was the Royal Rumble.
Was my sister, Candice LeRae, making her Royal Rumble debut, her WWE pay-per-view debut, and kayfabing me, by the way. I had no idea. In fact, she went as far as to tell me she wasn't doing anything this weekend, so there was no reason to go because she was just doing Access. And then she found out kind of late, last minute, hey, you're going to be number 17 in the Royal Rumble.
Nice. She eliminated anybody?
She did not, but she got to have a feature spot with Zelina Vega because they had a thing going on, and then she was trashing Johnny at the awards ceremony, and Zelina came out with the Vega mask and the claws, which was really awesome. But then they kind of cleared the ring, everyone hid in a corner, and they got to face off in the middle of the ring and brawl for a bit. And
nice.
So she got a feature spot, and then she took a power bomb from the Riot Squad on the guardrail and then got eliminated, which was nice. It was like, hey, who wants to take a stupid bump? I'll do it. And then,
Says the chick who took a super kick with thumbtacks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But then also her husband, my brother-in-law, Johnny Gargano, made his Royal Rumble debut. So it was a good weekend all in all for the family.
Yeah.
But aside from that, the Royal Rumble was actually a very solid pay-per-view. The only reason I won't say it's good is because both the Rumble matches kind of sucked, which was disappointing, but all the other matches were fantastic.
I predicted the end of the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
I knew that Becky Lynch was going to go down. She was not going to win the title. And then she was going to be a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble, go on and win it, so that it's going to be her. And she's going to pick Rousey at Mania.
I thought the Women's Rumble actually had better story involved in it. Because they did that angle earlier on the night where Lana got hurt, so she was limping to the ring, could barely walk, and so Becky said, "Well, I'm healthy. Let me take her spot," and she did. And then we got a surprise entrance in the Men's Royal Rumble when Nia Jax came out and shit canned R-Truth, and then went down to the ring and bullied some people.
You mean new United States champion R-Truth?
Oh, God, don't get me started.
New United States champion R-Truth. You know what? I'm still waiting for him to win the tag titles with Little Jimmy. Just saying.
I got an idea. Let's bring in the best wrestler on the planet, a wrestling god, and make him cut really long. Make him cut really long promos in a language he doesn't speak. Let him punch people in the dick and have him do jobs to fucking R-Truth. That's a great idea, guys. Let's do that.
Sounds like money to me. Sounds like WWE making money hand over fist.
Yep.
You know what, though? They could have 2 hours of R-Truth pooping into a trash can, and they'd still make $8 million just doing it. So,
that's what they're doing to earn that $2 billion TV contract they just signed.
Yeah, let's go dick punches.
Yep.
Dick punch. It's such a prevalent thing now that it's a feature in the game.
Yeah. Sounds
like one of those payback things that you have in the game. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Dick punches.
Yeah, punch him in the dick.
Punch him in the cock.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, I mean, come on. I'm really surprised they didn't make it Shinsuke's finisher in the game is just a cock punch.
Oh, God.
Isn't that what it's been for the last, since Mania?
I mean, that's what he's been putting guys down with and winning matches with, but, it's still, punch him in the dick, then knee to face, so the ref like, oh, okay, he hit him with the knee to the face. Everything's hunky-dory here.
Yep.
Oh, God, this is why AEW could not come fast enough. I'm just telling you. Like right now with all the rumors swirling around that Kenny Omega said no to WWE and Dean Ambrose is asking for his release and the Revival are not going to re-up their contract and
Ziggler, straight up doing interviews about why he is perfect for AEW.
Yeah. He also said he was on a hiatus and then was in the Rumble. So, whatever, Dolph. Good for you.
Hey, man. Money.
Well, but you know what? Dolph Ziggler's one of those guys that would probably benefit from getting away from WWE for a couple years.
I know he would.
Because he's so buried on the card there. If he goes to Japan and he goes to Indies and does that for a couple years, he's going to become a bigger star than he is now.
Well, I mean, he's pigeonholed just like Cody was.
Yeah.
And
Jericho. Jericho was kind of slotted. That's like, you've been here for 20 years. You're the guy that gets other people over on the mid card. That's your job. We're not, you can't be a main eventer anymore. We're done with you in that way. And
then he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna go to Japan.
Yeah.
I'll main event Japan.
Yeah. I'll have a match of the year with Kenny Omega and
Naito and just smoking people left and right. I'm pretty freaking excited about AEW finally starting up. I'm really excited about some of the shit that they're doing in New Japan too.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would have thought fucking Switchblade would be a thing?
I don't.
So you didn't watch the last New Japan thing?
I watched since
Jay
Wrestle
White.
Kingdom. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He had a match against Okada, and 6 months ago, Jay White wasn't nothing.
He's
Jay
still
White was
nothing. He's a fucking 12-year-old.
Hey, man. Don't shit on that 12-year-old's dream.
Well, that's fine. He has a dream, but I just don't get it sometimes. I don't get how some of these guys get over. Like he looks like a 12-year-old that's playing wrestling, and that's great.
We had a guy with no chin that was over for like 6 months.
Yeah, but was he over? He was doing jobs to Carmella. How over was he really?
Any man with two hands still stands a chance. Damn it.
Yeah, but poor little boys don't.
Apparently he does.
Yeah.
More over than you ever were. Stop it. Just stop. Stop shitting on a kid because he looks like a little kid. Dude, Colin Delaney looked like a little kid, but that guy was fun as shit to watch.
That's fine. But Jay White's just
And
boring.
1, 2, 3 kid literally looked like a kid. That's why they called him kid.
They called him a kid, and he was a kid. He was 18. Like,
okay. He looked like a little kid.
yeah, and
So-
they acted like he was a kid and let people son him and everything. They didn't treat him like he was a legitimate main eventer.
he wasn't.
But Jay White, they're treating him like he is.
I mean, he's a New Japan guy, man. I mean, he started out as one of their young boys.
That's great. Good for him. The same shit. WWE does it. It's the same shit. Oh, well, yeah, he's one of our guys. We taught him how to wrestle. You know, okay, so you taught him how to be a shitty sports entertainer.
God damn,
Good
dude,
for
you're just
you.
never fucking happy with anything, are you?
I'll be happy when they stop shitting all over these great talents like AJ Styles and make him job to jabronis like Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. God damn it.
You are just such a fucking bit. You know what, dude? You're that guy. You were the guy that you were fucking talking about not more than 3 weeks ago.
Oh, don't worry.
You are the fucking indie fan.
No, I'm
that
not the guy that
shits
buys
all over the
tickets and
fucking
talks shit
business.
on the internet. I just
no,
turn
you're
it
right
off.
because you don't buy tickets to shows.
That's right.
I only go show this.
I don't wait on my computer until they go on sale, and the second they go on sale, buy them so I can go to the show and shit all over it and boo Roman Reigns because I care about him more than my mom. Like these people. No, I just don't like it, and so I DVR it and I fast forward through shit. Or our kids probably causing problems. Is that what's going
I
on
was
out
just
there?
making sure they weren't.
Oh, okay.
So
I hear a lot of commotion out there.
yeah, well, yeah. That's what happens when you don't have a babysitter.
Yeah, roll.
I had a babysitter. The kid conned
Yeah,
me
the
into
kid's
bringing
like,
him with me.
I want to go, Dad.
Dad, give me kid.
Stop being racist, Dad.
Oh shit! So this is like not wrestling related
That's okay.
whatsoever, but I thought it was funny as hell. So last year at my son's school, a teacher got escorted out
Oh, nice.
via the policia
Oh, that's great.
in some silver handcuffs,
That's
right? Because of domestic violence. Or something. That was kind of the report that we had read.
Take that to school. That's great.
Yeah.
Or he beat up his wife and then went to school and they came and picked him up. Something okay.
We're not really exactly
Yeah.
positive.
He wasn't
but-
beating up people at school. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Although I found out from Luke earlier that apparently he threw a chair at a kid once.
Nice.
But that could just be
Yeah,
schoolyard
that's kids making
hearsay.
up bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a full on brawl every day at my daughter's middle school, according to her. So.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So today, my girlfriend who happens to teach in the same district, or not teach, she's a librarian in the same district. This teacher comes in as a sub.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he was so fucking weird all day that the principal had him removed from the school and took over teaching that class for the rest of the day.
Nice.
Sorry, I know that
That
was
guy probably shouldn't have a job.
he really, really shouldn't. He was weird as fuck. like, you know,
Kids calling mom at home, like this dude is.
apparently every teacher that had come into that class that day, the kids were saying, "Please don't leave. Please don't."
Oh, my
leave."
God.
Like he was weird. He called a group of third graders racist. That's what brought it to my
Oh, okay.
mind.
Gotcha.
So it's like.
Yeah, no, I used that because that's like the new keyword, like all the kids are learning now in their PC culture. That's racist. So like, there was a few weeks ago, we're sitting there, Violet's like, "I'm cold." I'm like, "Well, put on a sweater." "You can't wear a sweater in the house. That's racist." I'm like, "No, that's not how this works, child." My God, this is where we're heading, America. Thank you.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
So
What else
wrestling.
happened? Wrestling. Wrestling. We got 4 watchers right now.
I know.
So, Cole, why don't you give a little explanation of what we all did? You and Mr. Ron Kilborn and Mr. Just Easy Bordenish.
So-
what we all did this weekend because we are fucking nerds.
Yeah, so I was looking for information. This started off as a nerd exploration to begin with. I was looking for like hacks and cheats for my wrestling video game that I play on my phone, you know, kind of thing. And I stumbled upon this like I don't know, this chat room somewhere where they were doing this same kind of thing, and I didn't like what they were doing. So I said I would make a few tweaks to this, and I pitched to you guys this last week. Let's start over at, say, WrestleMania 1. Hulkamania just started. And so he's the champion. And from here on, we're going to take turns. When it's your turn, you get to book the next title decision. So it could be, you know, Hogan retains at WrestleMania 1, whatever it is. And with the creativity in our group, it kind of got off the rails very quickly. And we had like...
I blame JB.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, things like Bruno Sammartino at WrestleMania 1 calling out Hogan and taking the title off him. And then, like, Hogan got stabbed and was in a coma twice.
I was going to say, how many times did Hogan get into a coma?
Yeah, so he couldn't be the champion because of comas. And just...
We had to figure out a way to stop Hulkamania.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, that was Justin's from the onset was wanting to stop Hulkamania.
It was kind of a couple of us. I mean, I like legitimately, I wanted to see what we could book if Hulkamania wasn't running wild. Like, who would you have put in there if Hulk Hogan? Because during those first 10 years, I mean, it was very integral. It was all Hogan.
From WrestleMania 1 to 8, Hogan was the main event.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it.
So
he was just except for WrestleMania 4, but even then, Hogan must pose, and he was involved in the main event at WrestleMania 4.
Yeah. So and that was, I think that was kind of our main goal. I know Justin and I just didn't want to see Hogan in every Mania. In fact, it wasn't even just every Mania. It was every Mania. Then when Survivor Series started, it was every Survivor Series. Then I mean, it was the big four. At least he was on top all.
Nonstop for 8 years. Yeah,
we wanted to see what the world would be like if there was no Hulk Hogan, and I thought we came up with some pretty cool shit once we got a way to get fucking Hogan out of the way.
Yeah,
and then of course once somebody fucking decided Bret Hart was a thing, then we had to try to figure out how to keep Bret Hart out of the damn thing.
And until we get all the way past Bret Hart, you guys are going to have to figure out how to try to get Bret Hart out of the way, because every time it's my turn, he's going to be the goddamn champion. So,
hey, but notice I didn't immediately go to the fucking Shawn Michaels well.
No. But we had some good stuff, like a Dusty Rhodes WWF title run, like, you know, some stuff that would have been cool to see.
Owen Hart WWF title run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would have gone there as well. You know, that would have been my next move if in fact you guys had all just like pushed Bret Hart through to me again. I would have definitely gone the Owen Hart route.
Well, I mean, we all know who's coming. We know who's going to be your champion in any given era, because we know who you like.
In
absolutely. Any given era.
Yeah, but see, I would have maybe went with like a Doink the Clown and had a circus, you know, a circus pay-per-view or that kind of, yeah, that's no. But
no, come on, man, he stole Bret's jacket.
Yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, so we're right about WrestleMania 10, I think, is whereabouts we're in that exploration, and it's been a lot of fun so far. And I encourage others to throw us some ideas, and maybe it'd be good to maybe go through, do a little bit of that on the show sometime.
Maybe do some fantasy
booking, and
I think that we should pick one of the best, like one of the shittier pay-per-views.
Yeah,
we'll do one of the shittier pay-per-views and see how we could book it differently.
Yeah.
And even, you know, at least the 3 weeks leading up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and do that. I would like to fantasy, because this has been...
Or maybe like a full road to WrestleMania, something along those lines, leading up to, you know, say WrestleMania, I don't know, 15 or 13, when things were kind of
I don't know. I think we should start at Royal Rumble 2004.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, since we have to rebook that and pretend that it didn't exist anyway.
Yeah, right? Okay, so technically, I would have to say that... oh, shit, who was it that got eliminated before he even got to the ring?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it like Spike Dudley or no? Nunzio?
Maybe. It might have been Nunzio.
I think it may have been Nunzio.
Got eliminated before he ever actually entered the Rumble. Yes.
Yeah, so technically that motherfucker could come back right now and throw out Seth Rollins, but then again, so does Curtis Axel.
One of my favorite Royal Rumbles in recent history was the one that Alberto Del Rio won.
The 40-man?
Yeah, I think it was the biggest Rumble ever or whatever. But At some point in the match, Santino Marella was out there, right? Because he was in he was out there and he got knocked out, like completely destroyed by somebody, and rolled out of the ring and was just kind of forgotten about. Nobody mentioned him. And then Alberto Del Rio eliminates the last guy, and out of nowhere, the sock, the Cobra sock pops up from ringside over the apron, and it was a huge crowd. Like the crowd popped so hard. It would have been so incredible. I wish they would do it one of these years. Just have somebody win that has no
business whatsoever
business winning the Royal Rumble. Yeah,
like a Hornswoggle.
Well, maybe.
Well,
not
they
that
have done
bad,
that. They
but
did
like
do
Mustafa Ali. That would be cool. It's someone they're trying to get over.
But they did that once.
With
Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble.
But that doesn't count. That was different. And that was furthering the actual storyline that was there. That was, Vince abusing his power and all that shit. And
I'd like to see a dude like Mustafa Ali get
that's what I'm saying. Somebody who's relatively unknown, who they're trying to give a push and trying to get over, and they just win out of nowhere.
Shit, dude, I'm playing that video game. I don't know 90% of the dudes that they have on there anymore.
Well, I don't know about 90%, but there's probably a good 40% of the roster now where I'm like, who's this fucking guy?
Or who's this chick?
Killian Dane, huh?
Oh, no. I know about Killian Dane. He's a part of Sanity. I like Sanity.
Yeah, but I'm going through this. I'm like, who's this fucking guy?
like, fuck, dude. Like, there was Lance Thornton or some shit like that. I mean,
okay.
Something Wolf. And,
Well, some of those might be the characters in the story mode that you haven't done yet.
No. That's El Mogo El Mago and the Great QT or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. That's the only ones I've gotten so far on that.
Yeah, there's a couple guys on there. I'm like, okay, cool.
Or Baron Blade.
Yeah, but see, my favorite thing to do is to go over to the Creation Station, download my 100 characters that they'll let me download, which is shitty. 100 is nothing. And then I go over to the My Universe mode, and I make 6 promotions, and I put all the guys in their promotions, and then I just literally book all the cards leading up from the end of one Mania to the next one. And that's what I do because I'm a huge nerd. So anytime we want to talk about fantasy booking, I am all there, all in, 100%. That is me. Let's do it.
All in?
Oh, yeah. All in.
All elite.
But yeah, so Peter Avalon signed officially with AEW. So that's pretty cool.
Wait, hold on. Did he actually sign, or is it still the I was wondering why my shit sounded all weird.
Oh, you're fine.
And now I broke it.
You're limp. Way to go.
Anywho, it just feels weird. Yeah, because I saw the thing on YouTube. I saw the little skit. I thought maybe they were just fucking with him.
Oh, that'd
like
be cool
what they
too.
were doing with Flip Gordon. Not letting Flip Gordon on All In.
But even still, it was a fun story.
Yeah,
it was a fun story. And it
was.
worked out, and he got an ROH title shot. Good for him.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's cool.
I watched him do a backflip and then get kicked in the fucking face.
Nice.
It was awesome.
It's good times.
It's always good times when you see Flip Gordon get kicked in the fucking face.
Yeah, doing a flip.
Yes.
It's good times.
Gordon.
Good times.
Then Casey Catanzaro made her NXT debut over the last 2 weeks. American Ninja Warrior. First chick to ever hit the wall.
Yeah, I know who she is, but yeah, she's the tiny girl, right? She's like
so
super
small.
tiny. Yeah, and she was in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's...
I'm all for any girls that make my sister look huge.
Yeah. Your sister's dinky as shit.
Yeah, but she faced off with Zelina Vega, and she's got like 3 or 4 inches on that chick, and she's much bigger.
Zelina
and so it was
Vega.
good stuff.
Wasn't she like in or TNA or some shit? Too?
I don't think so, but I know she's Andrade's mouthpiece, and she does a damn good job at being an obnoxious heel. So that was a good rub, I think, for
Vicky Guerrero level.
Maybe not quite to that level of expertise, but she's quite good. She's more like a, let's say, Jimmy Hart kind of annoyance there in the.
All right, I get you. In other wrestling news, reality TV has once again reared its ugly head and found a way to piss me the fuck off.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Big Brother.
Okay.
You like Big Brother?
Never seen it.
Never
one
seen
time
it
in my life.
All right, it's one of them fucking reality shows. Well, every winter or some shit they do Celebrity Big Brother, which I'm always keen on because celebrities being jackasses is fun.
Yeah.
One of the ones that they put in this year is a former. They keep billing her as a former WWE wrestler. Yeah. It pisses me off because that bitch didn't wrestle a fucking match in. WWE.
She did. She tried. Let's say that she attempted to wrestle a match or two, but
Who
she
the
is
fuck
the
thought
worst.
that Eva goddamn Marie would be good TV?
It's
like she wasn't good.
It's great because you're limp.
You. She wasn't good on that goddamn Total Divas show.
No, she's not good at anything.
Yeah, and now they've got
her.
She
has a podcast with her husband or significant other type person. And I'm sitting here going like, how is this going to be any good?
Is it any good?
I have no idea. I refuse to listen. She does nothing for me.
I don't like her.
No, nobody does. That's the point.
I didn't like her as a WWE wrestler. I don't like her as a person. I really just, I really wish she would be, just not be around anymore.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Worst thing WWE has done in the last 10 years other than shit all over pro wrestling is make Eva Marie a fucking household name.
They did that. They used a lot of really shitty girls for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the words
Divas.
WWE divas puts a bad taste in my mouth in general.
Yeah, because that's what that was. It was for years. They went and hired models or, and then, we'll just hire good-looking females and teach them how to wrestle rather than hiring wrestlers. Yeah, and, like, pretty them up a little bit.
Yeah, I
mean. Sarah Del Rey was an incredible performer.
Amazing
and they were just
wrestler.
like, you're not pretty enough to put on our main roster. So what we're going to do is hire you to just teach all our girls to wrestle.
Which really sucks because Sarah Del Rey is a very attractive woman.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's an amazing, amazing wrestler.
Yeah, but she's like girl next door attractive. She's like normal person attractive, which is great. I appreciate that as a warm-blooded male in the country.
Hell yeah.
Like, I like the girl next door kind of.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I like her better because she is an amazing wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
She's freaking awesome. She taught a lot of the women that we have here in Southern California how to wrestle.
Yeah.
She taught a lot of the men here in Southern California how to wrestle.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would say she's in the perfect role for her right now.
Well, yeah, because she's done nothing but make that product better.
Yeah. And, I mean, same thing with Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Adam Pearce. The only real NWA champion over the last 20 years.
No. The real NWA champion is the WWE champion, period. NWA can say whatever they want. I watched Rick Rude lose their title to Ric Flair and unify the WCW and NWA titles. I watched Booker T or whoever. Well, I watched Chris Jericho unify the WWE and WCW titles. The NWA champion is the WWE champion. I don't care who the fuck is calling whatever they want NWA now. That's not the NWA champion. Good for you. That's cute. But sorry.
Okay. So
I live in a world where things happen and they matter. I watched it happen.
You are such a dumbass sometimes. So what'd you think of the Brock Lesnar Finn Balor match?
Incredible. God, Brock is so good. He's so freaking good. Like, if you're like a total mark and you don't understand anything about working and selling and that kind of shit, like, you probably don't like Brock. But if you've ever spent any time in a ring and tried to sell and tried to talk about the art of putting a match together and you watch that shit, you just see the brilliance that is Brock Lesnar. He makes everybody he's wrestling look like $1,000,000. He sold his ass off for Finn Balor.
Well, I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta admit, I was a little bummed to hear that Finn did not win that match.
I wasn't, because of what they did. They made Finn look legit. They made Brock look very vulnerable. Like he was beatable by one of these type guys who aren't, Braun Strowman. Oh, I'm just glad that Braun Strowman didn't win the Royal Rumble. That's really my big takeaway from the weekend.
But we did get Seth Rollins, so
Which is okay, whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so when he beats Brock, it'll be believable now because Finn Balor and Daniel Bryan pushed him to his limit now in the last couple title defenses and whatever.
Yeah.
But I love Brock. He's like the only legit star they have in the company who's like a mainstream attraction.
Yeah.
Who's there on a regular basis. And I don't care what the people say. The fact that he's not on TV every week makes him fucking special.
Well, nobody realizes that's kind of like what they did with Hogan back in the day. That's what they did with Andre.
The difference is every week, every Saturday, you turn on the TV and everybody, let me tell you something, Mean Gene, every week. So you'd still see Hogan. And if you were in the arenas, you'd get a dark match after they went off air with Hogan. Like you still got to see Hulk back in the day, but he would take time off too. But like Andre didn't fucking wrestle back in the day. He went around from territory to territory and he'd be gone for months and then he'd come back and he'd be, oh man, Andre's back. And it'd be a big deal.
Abdullah the Butcher,
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, the Sheik. I mean, there were a lot of those guys who were just top heels who just went around for 3 months to a new territory and then went back home and then went to another territory for 3 months and worked with the top guy and killed all their baby faces and they were special and you wanted to see them. You needed to be there to see them, and now you don't need to be there ever because you can see everybody all the time. So
yeah, well, except for Brock
and John Cena at the moment.
Yeah, and even him, he's been there for the last couple of weeks looking like fucking JBL.
Yeah, it looks like I think he got hurt because they took him out of the Rumble. I don't know if that was just for storyline purposes so they could put Braun Strowman in there, but
I think it's because he had another movie to go and film.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so.
Yeah. I like him as an actor. He's funny.
Yeah, I like him as a wrestler. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. I just don't understand. Like, I understood 10 years ago why people had heat with Cena because he wasn't very good when he first got there. It was kind of like, I don't know, every other new champion they pushed that the crowd's turned on for the last 15 years. It's like Ultimate Warrior and Roman Reigns. They get these guys and they've got a little something special and they're green as shit. They don't know what they're doing. And before they've figured it out, they're in the main event and now everyone can see, oh, this guy doesn't know shit and he sucks.
Yeah.
But he's already in the main event, so boo. And that's it. And once you're there, you're buried. John Cena's been buried for 10 years now with the shitty fans. And even though he's phenomenal now, it's
he's great. He's great. He bumps his ass off for little tiny dudes.
Yeah.
I like it. Speaking of big motherfucking green dudes, do you happen to listen to other guys' podcast about Sid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
That's a fantastic topic.
Softball Sid?
Softball Sid.
God. We need to do a Sid episode.
Oh, there's not much to talk about there other than just he wasn't that good. And then every time he didn't get his way, he went and played softball. Or he had an injury. He'd be injured and then wouldn't say anything until he found out what the creative was. And he goes, but my back's kind of hurting tonight, guys. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can't carry this match.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a good episode, though.
Yeah, fantastic.
I was really happy with that.
I pretty much love everything that guy's attached to. So if Conrad's on it, I'm listening.
Yeah.
In fact, it even made me listen to the Jericho podcast. Like I wasn't ever going to do that. And then Conrad was on there with Jericho doing the rebuttal for the
83 weeks.
Yeah, for the 83 weeks Jericho episode where Bischoff kind of shit on Jericho a little bit.
But, I went back after I listened to Jericho's side and I went back and I listened. That's what actually got me to listen to 83 weeks.
Yeah.
So I went back and I listened to the Jericho episode. He didn't really shit on him.
No.
Like at all.
No.
Like in fact, he was pretty damn proud of what Jericho had become.
Yeah.
He did shit on Jericho's attitude a bit. Which,
at times and the contract situation. Which, again, that's one of those, I can only imagine how many people were actually involved in these kind of contract negotiations. Like you're hearing because I don't know how many times they actually sat in a room together and actually talked about shit or if they were like going through a mediator and somebody was editing and this and that. So it's interesting to get both sides of those kind of stories.
Yeah, and that was really fun. I liked that episode. And yeah, I'll listen to damn near anything Conrad puts out. I've started listening to the Skiavone.
Yeah, I love that. I love that one.
It's pretty okay.
It's so funny.
I really liked this week's 83 Weeks because it was about Sold Out 2000,
which is horrible.
Which was a fucking watch along.
Which is great.
Which Vince Russo booked and then went home.
Yeah, isn't that the best?
Yeah, I'm gonna book all this bullshit.
Yeah,
and then go home.
It's total horse shit. It's just.
It's just Crash TV, bro.
It's Crash TV.
Crash TV.
Well, one of the things I did want to talk to you about this week, since we officially kicked off the road to WrestleMania now that the Rumble's over, and we'll probably which champion do you want to see Seth challenge?
Ooh, so we got Brock on one hand, and we got Daniel Bryan on the other. Fuck, dude, I want to see Seth and Brock again.
Right?
I would love to see Seth and Brock again. That first match that they had was fucking great.
Yes. I think everything that Brock's done for me has been fantastic.
Yeah. Seth versus Daniel Bryan would be really fun to watch if they let those guys go.
Yeah.
If they let them go, that would be fucking great.
Yeah, as opposed to last year where they put the restrictor plates on Nakamura and AJ and said, "Hey, you guys are going to wrestle 73 times over the next few months, so don't steal the show at Mania. Make sure you save it for the next 5 matches you guys are going to have." And it pissed me off.
Yeah. So I mean, as much as I would like to see that, I would like even more to see Seth Rollins versus.
Yeah, because I think it's
Brock.
probably time to get the title off Brock.
Yeah.
I think it's probably time for that.
Hell, man, I would have loved to have seen Daniel Bryan take it off him. I wanted to
that would
see
have been great.
Finn
Double
Balor
champion?
take it off him.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Yeah.
Well, I've been for years wanting them to have Bryan take the strap off Brock at WrestleMania. Like, this guy is your star. Like, legit. He's the only person since The Rock that's really been able to get over in kind of the mainstream.
Yeah.
The Yes movement, like, really, like, they had it on SportsCenter. Everywhere you go, people were, yes, yes, yes. Like, he reached the fans. He got out there. And, like, as much as they didn't want him to be the guy, there's no denying that he's the fucking guy. And now that he's a heel, like, holy shit.
Yeah, and people still love him.
I know.
He still gets more
so
cheers
good.
than boos.
Yeah, and it took 15 years ago I knew he was the guy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just I'm so happy for him that he is there finally.
The American Dragon.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, 15 years ago he was one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And it's just,
Well, shit, and then you're finally getting guys like Roderick Strong in there. I know you're not a horribly big fan of his, but
but I like their crew. I like them as a whole.
Undisputed.
Yeah, Undisputed Era is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, fucking Red Dragon. I mean, right there.
Well, I think what's good for those three is that Adam Cole makes up for a lot of their deficiencies in personality and charisma. And so you put him with Adam Cole and it kind of disguises them. And then you can just focus on their good wrestling.
Yeah.
And
they are.
works.
They're so damn good. All 4 fucking guys.
Yeah, I love Kyle O'Reilly. He's so unique. Everything he does is just different.
And him and Bobby Fish together, dude, their tag team maneuvers are solid.
Yeah. And then Roddy's very unique too with all the backbreakers and all that. Like, I really like
the Messiah of the backbreaker.
Yeah. And all 4 of those guys are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great. I love that faction. And I hope this isn't the end of it. Since they lost the tag titles and everything, there's no titles in the faction now. And I'm hoping that they're not going to break it up and move guys to the roster. And I'd like to see them stay together.
You know, I really don't. They don't need to go up to the top, or they don't need to go up to the main roster just yet. I don't think they're. I mean, they're ready. All 4 guys individually could be on that main roster, fucking kicking ass and taking the world title. I think as a faction, they need to stay in NXT for a little while longer.
Yeah,
which is something I think they needed to do with Sanity too.
Yeah,
Sanity's an NXT thing. I didn't think that it would be very good on the main roster unless they they came in and just
Yeah, well, like
decimated.
there's a lot of characters like I don't think Bailey works in a big stadium. I think Bailey, as the hugger and the thing, she's she works on the smaller scale because she engages the audience on that level. So she's great for like. I just don't know if that whole gimmick works on the big scale. The kind of starstruck and happy-go-lucky and wants to hug everybody.
Yeah. No. Well, and then you got this the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
Riot Squad.
They're doing great on the main roster.
They're doing great. Don't get me wrong, but is that not like the biggest weird fucking mishmash hodgepodge of fucking people?
I think, but that's what's kind of cool about it.
Okay, you got the punk chick, but then you've also got like
Harley Quinn and a Viking.
Yeah, like you got like what Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is in there.
Oh, is she in there now?
I think.
Well, she's kind of been around. She's been around, but I don't. She hasn't
Nikki Cross was like the
officially been on-
Insanity.
Yeah.
and then now she's on the main roster, but she's with.
Well, she hasn't
like-
found a home on the main roster yet, but she's kind of done some stuff with the Riot Squad.
But
been
like Liv
adjacent to them. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Liv Morgan being with. Well, no, because Alexa Bliss is the Harley Quinn thing.
Well, kind
Liv
of.
Morgan.
sorta.
Liv Morgan is more. I don't know, dude. For the
Just
minute, I thought she was
perfectly
some
hot
sort of
as
like
balls.
Brooklynite bitch. I
I
thought
don't
she
know.
was supposed to be a
She's-
Carmella clone.
I just look at her as she's just gorgeous and fantastic and a lot of fun. And she has a blue tongue. So, hey,
She has a blue tongue.
yeah. Yeah, I guess she had like a blue Jolly Rancher before one of her matches and didn't realize her tongue was blue and then just kind of kept the gimmick after that. So she's always like sucking on a blow pop or a Jolly Rancher before her match to make her tongue colored.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And this, people, is why I don't watch WWE anymore.
Yeah, Liv Morgan's fantastic though. You should watch that.
I saw her at the NXT show we went to,
Yeah.
and that was fun. But
The thing for me,
you want me to watch wrestling, WWE wrestling again, like religiously, like I used to? Get better storylines, get better wrestling.
yeah, but SmackDown has good storylines and good wrestling. I was gonna say everyone watches Raw, and Raw is the drizzling shits, and it's like the worst. It's one of the worst wrestling products I've ever seen. But SmackDown is good. SmackDown's like a legit good TV wrestling show. They have good storylines. They have the shit going on with AJ and Samoa Joe. They have good stuff. But what the Riot Squad's been doing with Natalya has been really, really good. Like, usually you don't want to go there with someone's dead dad like immediately after he dies, but it's been really good stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I mean,
It is fucked up, but that's the point. They're bad. They're heels. They're heels, motherfucker. Goddamn, do mean heel shit. Make fun of her dead dad. Put him on a fucking table and taunt her. Break her dad's glasses. Like, that's heel shit. That's like real heat that's like legit emotional stuff that you're going to get real heat with the audience.
yeah.
That's not like, oh, I'm flipping the channel. No, it's like, oh, I want to see this bitch beat their asses because they're fucked up.
She needs to. She needs to do something.
Oh, she did, and she put them all through tables, which was fantastic. But the angle's been really good. There are some really good stories going on. The problem is Raw is just all over the place. Like, they can't decide from week to week who's going to be a heel and who's going to be a babyface, and
Did they rehire Vince Russo?
No,
Are we sure?
yeah,
Have we had an on the pole match?
no pole matches that I can recall. But
I don't know. There was
just
probably
some,
an on the pole match down there in NXT.
I don't
we just
know.
didn't know about.
Mandy Rose is trying to get on the pole, but that's a different thing altogether.
Dude.
She's just trying to break up a marriage to further her career and piss off her opponent. See, this is good shit.
Wait, what?
Mandy Rose is currently feuding with the chick that's married to one of the Usos.
Okay.
And I can't think of her name at the moment, but she glows and
Okay.
she jumps
yeah.
up and down. That chick. So she's been hitting on her husband and trying to get him in shitty situations where it looks bad to try to get at Naomi.
Okay, there you
to
go,
get at
Naomi.
Naomi and get in her head and piss her off and break up their marriage and whatnot. And he was the good guy, and he tipped his wife off to it and trapped her in a hotel room so she could beat her ass. And it was one of the worst fight scenes ever because they didn't realize you're in a hotel, so you can't slap your feet on the floor, and there's nothing to make sounds unless you actually hit each other. And so it was just like this dead silent brawl in their bedroom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, okay, guys, maybe should have reshot that one. And told them, hey, you guys need to hit each other.
Or at least add some fucking sound effects in post.
Yeah, exactly. Something. But it didn't really come off the way they wanted it to. But still, nonetheless, like, it's one of the 6 stories you can really tell that actually generate real emotional reactions. Because, you know, someone being a homewrecker is a big deal, and that gets on people, especially females. They're going to hate that shit. So
Yeah.
But AJ and Samoa Joe have been telling a fantastic story.
That's what I hear. And even Samoa Joe's been going the whole get your family into it
get your family involved and
telling AJ he's going to tell his kids bedtime stories.
Yeah,
and
reading bedtime stories to his kids on the air and telling daddy's not coming home. I'm going to be your new daddy. That kind of shit. That's real shit.
That is some real fucked up shit right
It
there.
is.
And then
But
apparently,
SmackDown's been good for a while. So
now let me ask you this.
mm-hmm.
As big of a Miz fan
Yeah.
as I am.
Yeah.
Do you really think him and Shane winning the tag titles was a good idea?
Depending on where they're going with this, if this is going to be like a hardcore match at Mania where I'm assuming they're going to split up very quickly and Miz is going to go back to being full heel and he's going to turn on Shane and they're going to have some kind of a stupid crazy match at Mania and Shane's going to do all his stunts and everything's going to be cool. And as long as they're going there, it's fine. As long as they're not like the tag champs for the next 2.5 years, you know, like it's fine.
Hey, man, it could be. That could be what ends up happening.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, man. Shane McMahon wants to hold the record for the longest tag titles. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
I hope not. I hope not.
Miz and Mac or Mac and Miz.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's fun. They're having fun promos. It's cool. But that was another one where they introduced Real Talk. Miz cut this promo basically saying, you know what, Shane, my dad's never really been proud of me. He's always been like, oh, you need that Shane O'Mac, that dude's got balls. He da 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 da. And so that was some real shit. And then they, celebrated with his dad when they won the tag titles and everything. And it's fun, but I'm hoping that the payoff is Miz getting really shitty and beating the shit out of Shane. And
I hope so too.
Yeah, and if that is, then it's cool. I like Miz now at this point. I've fought liking Miz for a very, very long time, but he's kind of in that Cena boat for me where like you just can't deny his work is good anymore.
He
like,
really
you
is.
can't.
He's probably the top heel. When he is a heel, he's probably the top heel in the company at any given time.
Yeah, and at this point, he's in fact, his work's kind of gotten so good at this point that the fans have just turned him face without him trying.
Yeah.
And they just kind of started cheering for him. So I think they're embracing that. So hopefully she can shit on them later and get real heel heat.
So good. Yeah, I was having this discussion with my brother-in-law earlier. And my brother-in-law is not famous like yours, but my brother-in-law is legit the best fucking trash guy in Hobbs, New Mexico. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Waste Management represent.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about this earlier, though. The Miz reminds me a lot of Edge or of Chris Jericho, where when he's a heel, he's a really good heel.
Yeah.
When he's a face, he's a really good face. Like, no matter which way they end up going with the character, he always finds a way to make it good and make it believable and make it him.
I don't know. For me, he kind of reminds me more of like Ric Flair, where he's just a dick and he's a heel and he's just should always be a heel. And when he tries to be a face, even when he's trying to be a face, he's still a heel. But at least it's entertaining, so we just go along with it. Sure, we'll cheer for you. You're going to punch him in the dick in a minute. And rake the eyes and do all that.
I think that's what they're trying to do with Shinsuke.
Oh, God.
They're trying to get that dick punch over so that they can make him the Asian Ric Flair.
Oh, I guess.
That's what it is.
I guess. I don't know. I don't understand why they won't just give people mouthpieces. Like, I understand if you need someone to talk on behalf of Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, someone needs to cut the promo.
Bring back Sonny Ono.
Well, I don't know about Sonny Ono, but you could find somebody who fits,
Sonny Ono.
But, I mean, if you had a Brock Lesnar.
Eric Bischoff's best friend, Sonny Ono. That's who he needs.
Oh, I mean, anybody. Ric Flair. Like, I don't care. Find me somebody who was a good promo and make him a freaking manager and have him manage these guys like this. Or put him in a faction with Randy Orton and Cesaro and then let Randy be the mouthpiece, or just do something so that these guys can get over.
Give Shinsuke Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but they tried that with Cesaro, but the problem is Paul Heyman's only there for Brock. He's only going to be there for Brock. He's not going to be there on a weekly basis. So even if he says, this guy's a Paul Heyman guy, after that they're on their fucking own unless he's there. And so they either need to hire Paul full-time, which I would think would be great. I would love to see Paul Heyman every Monday night with the faction like Bobby Heenan had back in the day. It'd be great.
Or like he had back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Way back in the day.
Dangerous Alliance.
The Dangerous Alliance. That'd be great. I'd love that.
That'd be great.
Let's do that.
Well, you know what? What we need to do is we need to send in writing samples to the E, and then have them turn us down 75 times.
I know.
And then we get our own podcast and talk shit on them all the time. Oh, wait, we already did that.
Yeah, we already did that
Fuck,
part.
that doesn't work.
Okay, so we need to get listeners.
We need to get listeners. We've got 5 watching right now. Thank you.
Sweet. And then once we get this up in podcast and start sharing it, we can get the world. I do have something in the works for next Tuesday. It's not confirmed yet, so we'll talk about that off the air.
Next Tuesday?
Next whatever day we can be in here. Well, next Sunday is the Super Bowl, and for normal humans that like do normal human things, I would like to watch the Super Bowl. So hopefully, if B will allow
it looks like I will be here by myself next week because I could give 2 fucks about football.
Well, but also it would involve somebody who can't be here on a Sunday because they have work on weekends. And so if we can get a guest in here on a Tuesday that would actually get listeners, then it might be worth doing it.
We'll talk about it when we get out of here.
That's right. But no promises, no nothing, no name drops, just hint, hint, possibly guest at some point.
Did this person happen to have a black bicep within the last month?
It's a possibility.
Okay, cool. And we'll talk after. We'll talk. That's right, everybody. My dad will be our next guest.
Nice.
Next week. He'll talk about how everybody mistakes him for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sweet.
And how he fucking hates that.
Okay, I really want him to be a guest now, actually. That'd be great. Is he like that dad that goes, "Why are you watching that shit?"
Oh, he so is.
Yes, let's get her.
My God, my dad. I will say he has been kind of a good sport about things.
Yeah.
In the past, like when I dipped my toe into the wrestling pool.
Yeah.
He was all for it.
Yeah.
He took me to a wrestling match once.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, that's my dad for the entirety of our life was, God, I can't believe you watched that stupid shit. Yet helped me buy a wrestling ring and set it up in my backyard when I was 18. So, and at this point in life, asks me, did you guys watch NXT this week? Is Candace on? Okay, don't tell me what happened. I'm going to go watch it. No spoilers. Like,
I have not met your dad yet. But I love your mom.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, what was cool, because they got to be part of the festivities this weekend. They got to go to Takeover and got to stay for Rumble because last minute my sister found out, and so she went out of her way. She's like, "Hey, Dad, can you guys change your plans and stay an extra day?" He's like, "What happened?" Well, and they got to come home with the commemorative chairs that they got to sit in. So I've got 3 Takeover and Royal Rumble shirts at my chairs at my house. So that's fantastic. And yeah, you can't have one. People were offering them hundreds of dollars in the streets, and they were like, "No." So,
all right, fine.
But he's enjoying it. They're
good.
As much as he doesn't love wrestling, he's got to go to the last couple takeovers and pay-per-views and whatnot, and he's enjoying seeing his daughter living her dream. So, Oh man, good times.
Right on, right on. Well, we are almost out of time again.
Yeah, I know, and we didn't talk much about the Royal Rumble. I wanted to like kind of get your, favorite road to WrestleMania moments and that kind of stuff, and we filibustered.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, our original plan was to do the debate.
Oh yes,
And then
and it will happen.
I had issues with my family this week.
Yeah.
My dad was in the hospital.
Understood.
Had a major, not a major procedure, a minor procedure.
Yeah.
To get some shit taken out of his chest. And,
Yeah.
Everything's good. He's back at the house. But yeah, we were gonna have this big fucking debate. We even lined up a referee for it.
And it will happen. We're just
were
gonna
gonna
have
do,
to maybe in a couple weeks, and we'll have more
Yeah.
time to get some ammunition to throw at each other.
Yeah, maybe come up with some rules for this debate because apparently debates have rules.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah. Well, we will.
I thought it
because-
was just, hey, I'm going to argue my point, you argue yours, and then JB tells me that I'm right. I mean, that's how it's going to go. Anyway, so yeah, next week we will
Well, since we're here, can I just mention my favorite Road to WrestleMania story of all time? Oh, you know what it's going to be. You're probably right there.
Bret Hart. Blah, 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 blah.
Correct, but it was the boyhood dream build-up.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was the whole deal, and Sean winning needed to happen, and that's exactly how I would have booked it too. But that whole build-up, it actually made it feel like a big fight and a big event.
Jose Lothario.
Yeah, so that was my all-time favorite. Do you have one off the top of your head before we got to call it for this week?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one that really does stick out. Is the oh shit. They were in Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
It was Goldust and just all the stuff between Goldust and Roddy.
Yeah, leading up to that.
leading up to that shit show of a match that they had at Mania
but that
year.
match was so fun.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I loved how Roddy came out and, we come from the streets, and in the streets we got to get everything all wet, so it's all slick. To me, anytime you get Roddy,
Oh, yeah.
Roddy in a good angle, and
Yeah.
that angle with Goldust was good.
Yeah.
It was a fun angle. It was a Attitude Era angle.
Well, I will give you one other Attitude Era angle that was incredible in the lead up to Mania was the Tyson and Austin DX angle. That was fantastic.
Which, let's be fair about it, that's what kicked off the Attitude Era.
Yeah, absolutely.
That right there is what kicked off Attitude Era. So
Correct.
So next week, we're not definite if we're going to be here on Sunday. Maybe we'll throw down on a Tuesday. We'll have to talk it over with the engineers and whatnot and see what we got going. Cole, anything else you want to add before we take off?
Just, that I'm very happy and proud of my sister, and it was a good weekend for the family, and I'm excited for the things coming up, and I hope everything works out.
Your sister is literally the only reason why I bought the season pass subscription for that fucking video game. I wanted to have access playing as my favorite female wrestler of all time, Candice LeRae. So
Yep,
I had to buy it.
I agree.
All right, everybody, that's been our show. I am Jeff Maverick. This is Cole Dawson. Have a great week. Peace. So, having good one today? I know you were being a good girl, huh? Except for that one. You being the last one.
Oh, I just got here, so.
Hey, in my world, snitches don't get stitches, but slithering do.
I also believe that snitches don't get stitches, because I tell a lot. They have little boots.
Yeah, we want to do a watch along. Yeah, we'll watch along for you.
Yeah, just turn it down, play, pause it at this moment. We'll do our play by play, just have
Yeah,
some time with them.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. That whole your audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, something we're thinking about doing.
If I can get us a guest in here, which would automatically probably 10 times our audience, if not 30. So.
That system works very well.
Okay. Okay, perfect. But he's local, so but he wouldn't be able to do a weekend, so we'd have to do like a Tuesday weekend or something like that. And if we're in podcast form, he'll
This
share.
must be your new time over there.
I mean, with Little League bullshit going on, I never know what my schedule's gonna be. I just with Rumble Mania, like the Super Bowl is next week, Sunday, like.
Yeah, nobody's your son.
Yeah.
That's the.
I'm not going to be here Sunday.
Yeah, I mean.
I get off of work at 4. I'm going home and going to bed.
Yeah, when we were talking about Sunday, it was just kind of like the only free time we actually had. My biggest problem going forward is now that Little League season's rolling around, I'm not gonna know what my schedule is going to be. So having a set time would be difficult. But if we're doing.
So the days that I'm willing to help you out, just give me a couple of days.
Yeah. Whatever when you're gonna actually be here, I'm not gonna have you come down here.
I'm here. Actually, no, you couldn't do Monday nights are good because Sting starts at 7. You want to go after him. Or just tell
Well,
him.
I'm gonna have class starting in 2 weeks on Monday night, so that's.
Yeah, but Sting starts at 7, he goes to whenever. But
Yeah.
if you guys come in before after when JJ comes in, I can run it for you, but the sound level's right. So if you come in here, your sound level's right, I can run all this from my house.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, see, then that's cool.
So, it's
And then that way, if we're moving the podcast anyway, then
it doesn't. But a lot of people, but what it matters to me is you have a set time that you
yeah,
have to
that would
record
be
on.
nice.
So if and when I do get bigger and better, I can not have to sell your time to me.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, if you guys want to come in another time, let me know. And I will then, if I can't come in, I'll tell you to go or something, and you come in, set up, make sure your levels sound right, I can't do any of this shit over here.
Yeah, I got you.
And then I will set all this stuff to computer for you, so you got.
Okay,
That's
that's
good.
perfect.
Alright.
Good. All right, mate.
Aren't you taller?
When I stand up straight,
I thought you were like 6'3" or 6'4".
no, not quite, just 6'1".
Okay.
He's just tall.
Yeah, 6 3/4.
Well, you're right compared to you, my bad.
Tiny humans.
All right, children. Be off that way. Whose bottle's out on the floor? And whose tablet is that? You want to take that with you, or?
Mine? Someone's getting a new iPod up here, or an iPad up here.
That's not the
Where would
trash.
you like to sit? Oh, do I get to just sit anywhere? Yeah. Okay, I'll sit with you.
These kids are those. So what kind of show are you guys going to do?
We talk about different festivals.
You guys going to talk about the Fire Festival?
No, that was last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at it. Because I just,
Did you watch those movies?
not yet, but I want to.
Oh, you're in for a
because
treat.
I hear about
The Dick
like
sucking
people
story?
giving blowjobs for
Yeah.
water and,
Mhm.
and for like cheese sandwiches and shit. And Ja Rule got fucked out of a lot of money.
Oh, you should go on Twitter and see what he was saying.
I love me some Ja Rule.
Are we not on camera? No.
We're stopped? Okay. I don't know what's going on anymore. That's our show, but we're... Okay.
I see Bernard's head in the back of one of those. He's moving about.
No. It's probably recorded.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's not there.
Monique, move over one chair. Put on the headphones and listen to your voice.
Oh.
Speak right where the arrow's at.
Hello? You hear me?
Hello? Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
You have a camera pointing at you right there.
Ah. Oh, there's a camera pointing at me. Oh, and there's a camera over there. Camera everywhere.
Camera.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Alrighty.
Y'all can talk right now. It's okay. I gotta still get Liz on the line.
Okay.
This is interesting. The microphones are sideways.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
That's
Yeah.
how most professional mics are.
Oh, really? Never done this before. I've been interviewed, but not in a
And
studio
those are usually like
this.
in your face, like
No,
yeah.
they usually give you like the little like
the little mics, yeah.
A lavalier or a shotgun. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a lavalier or a shotgun, and the lavalier is a miniature shotgun mic that gets the sound right when it's pointed straight at you. So when you're doing a talking thing or something like this where you're singing, they always have it towards the side. That's why it looks up, but you talk right into the side of it.
Look up, talk to the side. Okay. Makes sense.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I am sorry, but that's not a valid extension.